Of course, the Three Lions facing Belgium tonight. Declan Rice captains the side for the first time on the occasion of his 50th cap, while Manchester United youngster Kobbie Mainoo could make his first start. Of course, he came off the bench against Brazil on Saturday. Rice was asked yesterday whether he'll be taking Mainoo under his wing.
To be honest with you, I don't think he needs me to come to him. He's so much more calm and composed than probably what I was at 18. I said to him the other night when he come on the pitch, just play with a smile on your face, do what you've been doing for United, and he exactly done that. You know, he showed some real moments of class. We had some really nice moments together in the game when we wanted to pass and keep the ball with each other. And hopefully we get that chance again tomorrow night to play together and you know, showcase what we can do. But it's an honour to play with him. He's obviously 18. I'm 25 now. I was 18 before, and you know, I know what it's like. He's got a lot of confidence. I'll be there to help him, and I just want him to go out there and flourish and do what he needs to do.
Ali, should a Rice Mainoo midfield combination whet our appetite?
Oh, absolutely. I think Rice and MD at this moment in time, but what a story it is with a young fella, Jeff. I mean, really, when you think about it, he's came from left field with all due respect. He's brought himself into his club side, and he's been one of the major pluses in United's season. And you look at the young talent that England have got, and all of a sudden there's another two there, Kobbie Mainoo and Jared Branthwaite. So yeah, I think it's fantastic for him. And the one thing you'd say again about Gareth, Gareth's style of play doesn't, as we've seen, doesn't suit everybody. He will give the young lads a chance. Absolutely, he'll give them a chance.
And we've yet to find out, of course, whether he starts tonight or not. But look, for more on Mainoo's meteoric rise from the United Academy to the England starting 11, potentially at least, his former coach at the Cheshire-based junior football club, Cheadle and Gatley, Steve Vare. Steve, good morning to you.
Steve, good morning.
Morning, gents. You okay?
Yeah, very good,
top
thanks.
form.
Yeah. When did you first realise, how young was Kobbie when you first realised he might be a serious talent?
So Kobbie joined us at about sort of 4 or 5 years of age. At the time, we were running an indoor facility for school year reception and school year 1. So they'd be sort of 4 or 5 years of age. And I think within the space of a couple of weeks, you just could tell that this boy was exceptional, and absolutely exceptional talent, even at 4 and 5. And I know it sounds silly to say that. Did we think he would make his Man United debut and play for England? Of course not, but we obviously hope and dream for the lad. But he was a phenomenal player. And I remember one of the parents that used to help me out on a Sunday morning, who actually did some professional or does professional coaching himself, looked at me and said, wow, what a player this kid could be, even at that young age. And I think as Declan Rice sort of puts it, calm and composed, I think you'd even say that about Kobbie at 4 and 5 years of age. Nothing fazed him, absolutely nothing.
I was just going to say to you, Steve, that was effectively going to be my next question. You look at these young kids coming through, Kobbie in particular, and I've written down here, they seem to have an older head on young shoulders. One of their talents and major talents is they seem to be able to take everything in their stride at such an early age and young age, and not just on the pitch, it's everything that goes with it. I mean, they interview remarkably well. Obviously, the most important thing for their development is how they look on the pitch, and that's the reason he's in the England squad, because his performances with United. But the whole package, how they handle themselves on and off the pitch, you know, it's amazing to see.
Yeah, I think for us down at Cheadle and Gatley, we realised that we had to challenge Kobbie from a very good, early start. So we used to do a warm up before we got into the internal matches, and generally you'd play a pass, a sort of nice soft pass for the boy to kick it into the goal and score a goal. But with Kobbie, it was just far too easy for him. So I used to get to the point where I'd absolutely fizz passes into him. Really fierce pass, and again he would just take it in his stride and slot it into the corner of the net. You then thought, well, how do you challenge him even more? So I'd start to chip the ball into him so it'd bounce just before him, and again he would time it and just kick the ball into the net. within the five-a-side matches that we used to have, he just used to glide through games, and it would score 14, 15 goals in a five-a-side game. And we had 2 pitches set up. One was for school year reception, and then the other side was for school year 1. So some slightly older boys, more physical, boys and girls. But very, very early on, we thought Kobbie needs to be playing on the older boys' pitch, and nothing fazed him. I mean, his dad used to say, how can we challenge him? We used to put little tests in, so you could only score with your weaker foot. You could only have 2 touches. You had to pass to a colleague, because otherwise he would just find it all too easy. And we used to have to try and load the opposing teams up with our sort of better players that were down there, just to try and sort of challenge him. And it just take everything in stride. And you have to be careful sometimes of pushing boys up into, say, the older pitch, because all of a sudden they're getting knocked about. It's a bit more physical, but not for Kobbie. He just took it all in his stride. He was always like, bring it on. Yeah.
Look, Steve, he's a busy boy these days. Is he still in contact at all with the club?
He's not in contact with the club. So no, I think once he left us, I mean, our problem was we could only challenge him so far. So we got to the point where really he needed to be playing in our under 7s and under 8s teams, which is where you start to play against other clubs in sort of a league format. But at the time, our under 7s and under 8s teams were fully subscribed, so we just couldn't get him into our sort of older teams. So said to his dad at the time, I think, you know, that he's ready for a professional football academy now, even at that young age. He did go and play for another grassroots team, Failsworth Dynamos, and then eventually got picked up. I think there was a queue of various different clubs wanting to sign him. And obviously, eventually, he signed for Man United. So, but no, I've not been in contact with him since. But you know, it'd be great if at some stage when he's not so busy playing for England and Man United that he got in touch. But
well, you've all done a brilliant job, Steve. I can tell you
well
that,
done,
mate.
Steve.
You've done a great job, and you should be all very proud.
I'm sure you'll be a proud viewer tonight. That's for sure.
Yeah, we're immensely proud. We watched him in the Man United Youth Cup final a couple of years ago against Forest, and he shone then. And we're just hoping, you know, that he would go on to make his Man United debut, and obviously the rest is history now. So yeah, good luck to the boy. He's got a great family behind him, great support network. His dad is a lovely bloke, and I'm sure he'll do very, very well.
Smashing,
done,
Steve.
mate.
Thanks very much
Smashing, mate.
indeed.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
I just want to touch again on the fixture chaos, if you like, and the problems that fans have. Because
Brilliant.
This is Jeff, the West Ham
This is
fan.
excellent.
Yeah.
On you go, mate.
On the subject of fixtures and fairness to fans, you're quite right in that the West Ham-Liverpool match is scheduled for Saturday the 27th, 12:30 kickoff. However, and I quote from the West Ham website, if Arsenal should advance to the UEFA Champions League semi-finals and be required to play on the following Tuesday, our meeting with Liverpool will move back a day to Sunday the 28th of April, with kick-off at around 2 o'clock BST. Arsenal's second leg v Bayern is around the 17th, so you basically have 10 days to sort out your travel, thus meaning no chance of advance tickets and paying much more to travel as the window is so short.
Absolutely, and you know what it's like, Jeff. If you've got the opportunity to book in advance, you can save yourself 50% on travel.
Absolutely, and let's be honest, train fares are certainly not cheap. Quite.
No, I think the word you're looking for is ridiculous.
Yeah,
they are absolutely
they
ridiculous.
Are crazy. If you ever have to buy a ticket on the day, oh my goodness, you need to take out a mortgage.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.